Number 20, Koji Kashin. A clone of Jiraiya, who was also a contender for our list, Koji Kashin is a member of the villainous organization, Kara. Although Koji can use all of Jiraiya's techniques, Koji is stronger than his progenitor in several key ways. For one thing, he has perfected Sage Mode, while Jiraiya's remained incomplete. For another, he's powerful enough to take on Kara's leader, Ishiki Otsutsuki, who Jiraiya would likely have a lot of trouble with. Koji doesn't win against Ishiki, mind you, but he still accounts well for himself before retreating. Koji may be down, but he isn't out yet, so he may get stronger. Number 19, Boruto Uzumaki. Pump the hate brakes, folks. Yes, we know Boruto is nowhere near as powerful as most of the other characters in the franchise on his own. Still, even taken on his own merits, Boruto is remarkably powerful for his age, learning and improving on some of his dad, Naruto's techniques. But what really elevates Boruto to the next level of power is his karma. Due to connecting with Momoshiki Otsutsuki, Boruto contains the deceased man's spirit and powers. When Boruto taps into Momoshiki's spirit, or it possesses him, the young ninja attains massive levels of physical strength and an improvement to his chakra and techniques. It'll be interesting to see how strong he gets once he's mastered the power, or it has mastered him. Number 18, Itachi Uchiha. A much beloved character, Itachi is a complex and multifaceted ninja, but what isn't complicated is how strong he is. Gifted from a young age, such that he was a member of the Leaf Village's Special Forces at age 11, Itachi is one of the strongest members of the Uchiha clan, which is known for turning out overpowered ninjas. He has completely mastered the Mangekyo Sharingan's many overpowered abilities. Also a master of illusions, Itachi's genjutsu is so good that it can fool other Sharingan users like his brother Sasuke. Speaking of which, Itachi also fights his little bro while dying and holding back, proving that he's not only powerful, but he's also smart and skillful. Number 17, Pain. The people of the Rain Village consider Pain a god, and he's got the power to back up that title. Using the Rinnegan eyes, Nagato controls 6 other bodies simultaneously and can see through their eyes. This makes sneaking up on him very difficult. He's also able to use a variety of broken abilities, including summoning animals, reviving the dead, absorbing chakra, and altering gravity. Nagato is also responsible for killing several key characters in the series, some of which we'll be discussing later. It's telling that Pain alone was able to level Konoha in mere moments. The man knows pain and how to inflict it. Shinra Tensei. Number 16, Minato Namikaze. The 4th Hokage and Naruto's father, Minato doesn't come from a great bloodline or have a ton of chakra in life anyway. Instead, his strength comes from how ingenious he is, an expert at sealing techniques. Minato develops a particularly powerful teleportation seal that lets him, or anything he tags, teleport instantaneously. Oh, and there's also the little matter of his invention of the Rasengan, which would go on to be his son's signature technique. Minato is so strong that other countries had a flee-on-sight order out on him, and he wasn't even Hokage yet.
これは
Number 15, Indra and Ashura Otsutsuki.
いずれ私は忍衆を継ぎその理想を貫く
Get used to seeing that family name. The sons of the Sage of the Six Paths, Indra and Ashura, are two of the progenitors of the shinobi world. Each of them helped develop the first ninjutsu abilities, including things like the Sharingan and Sage techniques. And given that they're not so far removed from their godlike forebearers, they have a lot more power behind them than their descendants. In addition to basically being the original ninjas, their rivalry also echoed on through the ages through their reincarnations.
これが絆の力だ
And while that's strength in the traditional sense, it certainly reflects on their power and influence.
二人の戦いは続いた。長く、果てしなく、幾度となく。
Number 14, Kinshiki Otsutsuki. Out of all the pure-blooded Otsutsuki, Kinshiki is probably rated pretty low by many on the power scale, but he's still a monster. Kinshiki not only fights Sasuke to a draw, showing surprising speed for his size, but also battles several Kage simultaneously. He also aids in taking down Killer B, a Jinchuriki of incredible strength.
では単をいただくとしましょう。
While he may not last for that long, and he does offer to allow himself to be eaten by Momoshiki, the degree to which his partner powers up from his chakra is certainly a credit to Kinshiki's strength. Number 13, Hashirama Senju. Hashirama Senju was the first Hokage, and in fiction, the older things are, usually the more powerful.
神数戦よ
Famous for his use of a unique wood-style jutsu, Hashirama was able to go toe-to-toe with Madara Uchiha and unite various groups into forming Konoha. Not only that, he captured multiple tailed beasts and was confident enough to give them away to other nations.
各案に転水しろ
Hashirama's body also possesses powerful regenerative abilities. Plus, you know he's strong when other people become more powerful just by using his DNA. However, despite being known as the god of shinobi, Hashirama isn't quite as all-powerful as some of the remaining ninjas on our list. Number 12, Might Guy. It's a damn shame that using the 8 gates at their full power was a death sentence, because if it wasn't, then everybody's favorite bowl-cut, green jumpsuit-wearing mentor would have easily ranked higher. While his taijutsu was already top tier, to the point where he could even take down a beast like Kisame, we weren't made aware of how truly strong Guy was until he unleashed the final gate, wherein he nearly crippled Madara. Let us reiterate, he managed to take down Madara Uchiha, who happened to be in his Six Paths form at the time, with nothing more than a kick. Truly, the power of youth. Number 11, Toneri Otsutsuki. Yes, he may only have existed as an obstacle for Naruto to overcome, so he could finally get with Hinata, but even by those standards, Toneri is still a powerful foe.
Silver Wheel Rebirth Explosion!
After all, there's nothing deadlier than a creepy stalker who can drop the moon onto the planet whenever he pleases. Armed with a brand new ocular ability known as the Tensegan, Toneri nearly succeeded in bringing about Michael Bay's Armageddon, only to be taught the error of his ways at the last second. Guess even he couldn't stop the Naruhina hype train.
Golden Wheel Rebirth Explosion!
Number 10. Urashiki Otsutsuki. The Otsutsukis churn out a ton of crazy powerful characters, and Urashiki is no exception. He managed to take down Toneri with little effort.
同族を殺す許可は出てないですからね。ま、安心して1万年くらい竜宮城でお楽しみください。
While he isn't the only one, it's still impressive. Urashiki is also notable for his ability to steal chakra and techniques from other people. By taking chakra from others, he's seemingly able to master their abilities and use them with little effort.
雨の座る星の御事、玉空！薄気が死にやがる！
Urashiki is also able to travel between dimensions, as well as a short time back in time, which he uses to great effect in battle. Still, time travel of a different sort proves his undoing. Number 9. Kakashi.
なぜだ、オビト。俺は何のために？
While originally known for nothing more than having a half-decent Sharingan and lightning-based jutsu, Kakashi went through a major upgrade during the fight with Kaguya.
オビト、ありがとう。
After Obito lent him his power, he got himself 2 perfect Mangekyo Sharingan, along with a small dose of 6-path goodness. The result of that was one of the strongest Susanoo to ever exist, a much improved Kamui, as well as the ability to use the Sharingan's deadliest abilities on repeat without fear of going blind. For a brief moment, the teacher once again outshone his students. Number 8. Obito Uchiha. You have to hand it to Obito, he's one determined bastard. After all, half his body got crushed by a boulder, and he managed to find the will to live just for the sake of his would-be waifu. Unfortunately, after she was murdered in front of his eye, he began a crusade of revenge. Along the way, not only did he gain the ocular power of the Rinnegan to add to his own Mangekyo Sharingan, but also had free access to Hashirama's would release, the Kamui, control of the tailed beasts, and he also briefly became the Jinchuriki for the 10 tails. Goes to show what you can accomplish with the right motivation.
やばい！
Number 7. Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Good god, this clan is almost as bad as the Uchiha. Every time you think you've dealt with the worst one, there's another asshole around the corner to replace them. Even feared by Kaguya, though probably before she ate the chakra fruit, this demonic jutsu user served as Boruto's first primary antagonist.
だけじゃない。
With a hatred of effort and a god complex that makes Orochimaru look like a saint, Momoshiki can not only manipulate all 5 elemental chakra natures simultaneously, but just like his other family members, has the power of the Byakugan, Rinnegan, and Sharingan in abundance. The fact he could take on Sasuke and Naruto in their uber forms at once speaks volumes. Number 6. Sasuke Uchiha. His life choices may have had some glaring issues, but there's no denying that this once vengeance-driven warrior was pretty damn powerful come Journey's end.
俺は今この世で最も強い。そして今ここで影に足を踏み入れる第一歩としよう。
His Sharingan mastery not only allows him to create all manner of illusions, but has perfected his lightning chakra to the point where he can infuse it with anything, including his already titanic Susanoo. Oh yeah, and then he got himself a nice little Rinnegan from the Sage of the Six Paths. He may not be in the revenge business these days, but you'd still be wise not to cross him. Number 5. Madara Uchiha. The first thing this guy did after rising from the grave was take out an entire army single-handedly. That's how much of a beast he is. Even before he managed to become the new Sage of the Six Paths, Madara was able to turn the tide of the war in his favor thanks to the handy-dandy ability to turn the Sharingan into Rinnegan, the result of which allowed him to construct multiple Susanoo, as well as summon a freaking meteor onto the battlefield.
Just what are you going to do about the second one, Onoki?
This guy certainly made the most of his time as the resident big bad. Number 4. Ishiki Otsutsuki. It was tempting to give an entry to Jigen, but he and Ishiki are essentially the same person. Or at least Ishiki is the one possessing Jigen's body and giving him all his powers at any rate. And what powers they are!
こいつはまさか。
そろそろお開きだ。
In addition to all too frequent Otsutsuki powers like travel between dimensions and the Byakugan, Ishiki has the unique ability to shrink both himself and other objects at will. This doesn't sound very powerful on paper, but in practice, it lets him dominate opponents like Sasuke and Naruto simultaneously.
それまでできるだけじゃ。
Number 3. Sage of the Six Paths.
わしの魂をこうして呼べ。アシュラが転生したのもうなずける。
The one guy that actually lived up to the mantle of being a sage. His want of peace still doesn't dispute how strong this guy really was. Also known as Hagoromo Otsutsuki, this son of Kaguya had pretty much all the power in the world at his fingertips. Every kind of ocular ability, sage power, elemental jutsu, not to mention a talent for sealing away abominations like the ten-tailed beast. Of course, his greatest contribution to the series was when he decided to grant his powers to both Naruto and Sasuke, kind of the divine equivalent of your grandpa buying you a Ferrari. Number 2. Kaguya Otsutsuki.
この世を照らす無限つくよみ。
Kaguya's last-minute appearance as the final boss was pretty brief, but holy Shippuden, did she not waste a moment showing off just how overpowered she really was.
これでもう心配いらぬ。
As the first wielder of chakra, not only does she have every kind of jutsu under her command, the original Sharingan, Rinnegan, and Byakugan, but also the ability to summon giant fists capable of turning any ninja into paste. And that's not including the time she transformed into a mutated version of the Ten Tails. It's fair to say that the rabbit goddess cemented herself as a being that was so powerful that it took a cheat code, we mean last-minute sealing, in order to finally bring her down.
大好きだ。
Before we get to our number 1 pick, here's some honorable mentions. Tobirama Senju.
ここでわしが。
二代目様。
Delta. Sakura Haruno. Boro. Hamura Otsutsuki. Number 1. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto is the main character. Of course he's the strongest. He was a powerhouse as a kid, and he's only gotten stronger as an adult. From the Rasengan to Sage Mode to the Ninetales to his six-path abilities, Naruto has no shortage of broken abilities that make him the strongest shinobi in history. But his latest power-up may leave all of them in the dust. Baryon Mode sees Naruto consume the Ninetales chakra to produce an outrageous amount of power. It enhances his physical abilities to absurd levels of strength and speed. Touching his enemy even drains their life force. However, this amount of power risks death. But Naruto is willing to risk it because that's who he is. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.